Because when babies cry, it like hurts my chest.
Okay, Chantel,
No, I'm not lying.
let's keep it.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of our rebranded podcast, Between Sisters with CC. I'm Chantel, and I'm here with Cherie, my sister. And we are just so happy that you all are here with us today. If this is your first time, big welcome. And if you've hung out with us before, welcome back. This is a space, you guys, where we just simply show up and we be. Isn't that right, Cherie? It's
Right.
a being
That's all we can
space.
do now.
It's all we can do. There are so many spaces I was thinking about, like where I have to show up and it's doing or task or scheduled. But this is not that space. It's not that space for us, and it's not that space for you guys. It's just an unscripted, unfiltered, free space where we show up, we have good sister talk, and we talk about anything and everything. So big welcome. And I'm especially happy for this sister talk tonight because number one, for those of you all who don't know, Cherie is creating her red room. And so it's looking fabulous. I love the color. It's very bold and becoming.
Yeah.
I love it. But it's also like warm, as well. So I know that you're happy to be in your red room and working on it and getting it together.
I am happy. I mean, it's not together, but I'm so happy to just be in here
Yeah.
and just to start to feel the space and figure out, where I want to sit. So right now I'm in the corner,
Yes.
the corner where the bed was,
Yeah.
when the kids lived here and it was on the wall. Not
Yeah.
when mom was here and it was in
Oh,
the
yeah,
corner.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
put it in the corner, where the white bureau
Yeah.
was, and then that's over there.
I
And
like it.
anyway, so I'm just gonna little by little put it together.
Yes.
Some things hung on the wall. Isaiah's painted it while we were gone, so I haven't
He
had
did a
time.
great job, it looks like.
He
Well,
did a
that's,
really good job. You cannot see, but I have the cutest fan. I mean, Lorenzo didn't believe it was
oh,
real.
can you show it though?
Oh my
Can
gosh,
you
I
can
don't
you lift
even
it up
know.
the
I
camera?
don't even know. No, no, no. Too other much will be seen, and I've already been exposed to it anyway. So, I'll take a picture.
Okay, so when it's done,
I'll take pictures.
we'll do a room tour. How about
Yes,
that? Okay,
yes,
I can
for
live with
sure,
that.
for
I can
sure.
live with that.
Yeah.
As I get it when you're like your space is. I have all these things because I work remotely, so I have all of these different hacks to set up space. My green plant that was here, that I really need something here and here. Well, they died. They
Oh,
just gave up. I think I gave up on them. I think they gave up on me first. And then I tried. And then I was like, okay, fine. It's fine. It's fine for this
yeah.
relationship to come to an end. So, yeah, it
That's
was
near a window
really,
though, right?
it is. But I think the problem, well, so one was just I don't know what kind of plant. I think it was a lily of the valley or something. Way too much for me. She just needed more than
Chantel,
what
those are
I
kind
could
of hard to
give.
kill, right?
No, 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 no. I really think that they're very easy to kill because I'm telling you,
Oh,
I would give her water, and then in 2 days, her leaves were like this. Then
maybe
I
it's
gave her
not.
water again, and she would rise, and she would, then in 2 or 3 days. And I'm just like, listen, I need the kind of plant where I give you water, and then maybe like a week or two later, I can give you water again.
You should talk to Ruth.
Yeah,
It'll
I
help you.
can't do
Yeah.
all of the where you need so much. It's a beautiful plan, and it was when she was, happy. And then finally, the
Thank
last
you for
time, she
what
just
you're
never,
starting.
I gave her water, and she was like, I'm tired of this life. I'm not, I gave her water, I did the thing. She never lifted it up. And then she started stinking.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, maybe a ficus tree.
Yeah, I had that too, and that did not last at all. Actually, Gerald told me to get one, and I did. And it started like there were holes where it was like eating itself from inside of the leaf. I showed Ruth, and she's like, she had never seen that before. So I don't know if mine
Maybe
had
you
a
just had a bad
disease.
tree
Yeah, I don't know if mine had
because
a
your
disease.
space would do well.
Yeah, but I also think like this area over here, there's a vent, and I wonder
Uh,
if the air, because it's either air conditioning or it's heat. So I
oh,
might, so it's hard. Maybe that's the reason,
mm-hmm.
or I don't know. So, but I need to, I might even find like, let me get a fake one that looks good that
Yeah,
I
you
can put
could. They have
over
some
here,
excellent,
and
excellent fake.
then I just don't have to worry about it. But
Yeah. I
so
mean,
I packed
I
them up,
came
I
to
put it in
your
the
house.
trash. Boom.
Oh, wow.
Now I have two other plants, and I work with these. They are living, but I can't have a fussy. Oh, and then there was the other one on my kitchen. That was supposed to be the easiest plant. It's a snake plant. Like apparently you can't kill this plant.
One moment. I'm gonna have to
Oh,
step
your
away.
delivery is
My
here.
delivery has
Oh,
come. So
yes.
I'll be right
Go
back.
ahead, go get your delivery. Okay.
Oh,
That
oh,
was
and I'm
quick.
back.
That was quick, and you're back.
Hmm.
So, yeah, so that's what's going on. That's what's going on here.
Well,
My green, but green does really warm up the space, so I'd
no,
figure
it's
it out.
important to have it.
Yeah.
I've just never had a lot of success with my plants because I think part of it's me. Also think part of it's my house, the lighting,
Yeah.
the lack of lighting. Marissa gave me a plant, well, some cuttings,
Yes.
and she said, "Cherie, you can keep it in the water. Just keep the water
Yeah.
full." I do that, and that's the only successful plant I have. And I think
Yeah.
it's because nothing's in dirt. So I'm like, oh, water
Do you
level's
change
down.
the water? Because my neighbor just gave me part of, she has this massive plant. It's like elephant
I just
huge,
add water when it
and it
goes down. I
turns.
just add water,
Okay.
and when it gets too big, I clip it because I don't like it all wild and crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So you
So,
like a very controlled plant, of course. Yes.
of course,
Of course you like. So you're back from France.
I am.
Yes.
It was a good trip, quick trip, good trip. It's cold over there. It's cold in the south. I think
But
we
what
only
kind
have.
of cold?
Well, I mean, not well. For them, they said it wasn't cold, but it got down in the 40s, and they have a
Oh.
wind. It can get very windy.
Oh. Oh, like that winds
Yeah, it
that
gets
that
very
was there.
windy.
I
So
forgot
so
that.
I was
Okay.
cold.
Okay.
I ended up buying a coat.
Oh,
Well, for two
wow.
reasons. One, let me be honest. I was looking for a black coat, a long black
Yeah.
coat, and they were like $300 here, 280, $300. And I went to the little shop by the bakery, the
Oh,
boulangerie
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
in town. And I think it's like Manga, not Maga, Manga. And they had a coat for 179 euros. So let's say that's
Wow.
180 something.
Yeah.
And it was a gorgeous black cloth, very nicely styled coat. So it was
Wow.
less expensive, 100% wool,
Wow.
wool cashmere blend.
No, you can't beat that.
So I couldn't beat that. And plus, I was cold because I only took a jacket with me because I thought it wasn't going to be,
Yeah, you were like, I can't leave you in France. I must
no,
take
I
you back
couldn't.
home.
So
Yes.
anyway, but it was a good trip. We hung out with Stefan,
Yeah.
and he taught me how to bake his bread, and that was really fun.
Okay. So when are
Um,
you gonna bake that bread?
you know what? We should actually, well, maybe we'll make it before we film it
Oh
for,
yeah, like a
because
bread.
it's such a good bread. And
Okay.
he has his whole starter. And so he told me how
Oh.
to do the starters.
So
And
did you get some start? You can bring that back, right? Or
I
you,
could have, but Stefan wouldn't give me any.
I
I've
believe
asked
that.
twice. I was
Mm-hmm.
very fortunate to get him to just allow me to watch him make the bread.
How old is his starter? It's probably, is it like,
A couple years.
yeah.
I
Okay.
think he started baking bread during COVID.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know why he can get excellent bread
Right.
right next door, the bakery
Right.
right next
Right.
door. But he's on this whole bio, which is bio, everything has to
Yes.
be like bio
Yes.
is organic.
Yes.
So he's like, I buy my flour, I can, all
Yes.
the things.
Yes. I
So,
was looking at getting a meal actually
oh,
and
geez.
getting
Okay.
no, well, because actually the wheat, when I started doing research, the wheat that we have here in a lot of places, it's not organic. It's a lot of stuff in it. It's a
Yeah.
lot of fillers in it.
So,
So there are some places where you can get your wheat, like good wheat, like organic wheat. And then
and
I can, and it's
okay,
a hand
okay.
mill
What do
that
they
I
call
can,
that? What's that woman that
was she?
Frontier woman?
Oh yes, the
Frontier.
frontier. Right. So I was actually looking at that, that whole thing, but yeah.
Well,
I don't know though. I just don't have
I
time. I
shouldn't
mean,
laugh because
reality.
yeah, you probably you're not gonna. I mean, I'm not gonna say what you have time for or not. But I think maybe what you want to do is just find out where you can get your organic flour.
Organic flour.
You know,
Exactly.
um,
And bake from there.
and do yeah. Um,
Which
but
yeah.
there is a difference. Apparently, that bakery, the new bakery that's going where Radici's.
Yes.
Well, it's an authentic French bakery. And one of the things he negotiated, like he almost wasn't even going to come until he found out that he could bring flour from France. Like he does
Wow.
not want to make the bread here
Yeah.
from the flour here.
Right. It's a whole
And
different, even
yeah,
in the
and
digestion that I felt was
yeah,
different
it's a
than
different
eating
flour because when I was
the
making
bread.
bread with Stefan, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a different consistency. They call their flour farine, Farine. So anyway, but
Yeah.
yeah, we did that, and it was a nice trip. And then we went to Paris for a couple days,
Yeah.
and that was that was fun. Paris was just rain the whole time.
Oh, okay.
It's always rained whenever we go there, but it was
It's like
fun.
romantic.
Mm.
No? The rain?
No, no. I mean, I'm not. I'm working on my romance side of me, but I don't necessarily. But see, that's you.
Yes. Like,
And you know what, Chantel? Okay, so I'm doing this Enneagram stuff,
yes.
and so I'm on the Enneagram of 5, which is the investigator, the observer, blah blah blah. But my growth areas, each number has a growth area.
Right.
So, and the where the arrow goes to is where I got maybe the part in my childhood which I wasn't able to fully develop, which is a 7 in year 7. So the enthusiastic one.
Yeah.
So my growth area, I have to first go to the 7 and say yes to
To
things and
say
all of
yes
that.
to
So I feel
things.
like I am moving in that direction doing this
Yes.
podcast
This is
because this
this
is
is
nothing
huge.
that I would need to ever do
Right.
in a
Right.
million years.
Right.
Right. In fact, I just pretend that none of this
I'm
is
not
around and
doing
I'm just
it.
having a conversation with you.
Exactly. That's all we're
And
here
then
for.
um and then once I get that piece really done, then my other growth is an 8. Okay. So interestingly enough, my sister, best friend, 7, and Pam, my
It's the
best
8.
friend, is an 8. Isn't that
That's
amazing?
amazing. That's
It's
amazing.
isn't that
That
some
really is. That
Yeah,
really
and
is.
yours, I think your one of your growths is a five
Yes,
and
it
one
is.
and a one and a
Yes.
one.
And I don't know too much about the one.
I cannot wait for
Yes.
you because when I was
Yes.
listening to you and it was like, and what does the ones are Jordan's a one.
Oh,
The
yeah.
ones are methodical and the
Yes.
ones they're detail oriented and
Mm-hmm.
they won't get bored and they'll finish the job.
Mm-hmm.
And they said sevens their growth they can lean into that energy, growth
Yes.
and
I think that shows up when I have like when I was doing the play, I can be very like do 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 do
right,
do.
right,
But it's
right,
not a place that
right.
then
And
it's over and then it's like,
which is
you
a
know,
typical seven, which is
yeah. And
so
actually, the girls say, you know who's the biggest distraction to homeschooling?
who?
It's mom.
Oh yeah.
Like Leela's like, I feel like I'm well prepared. Like I'll be well prepared for like, college and
Oh, she
just
will.
distraction, like
Definitely.
from the
Oh
distraction
yeah,
of
yeah.
like,
She'll know how
hey, let's do that.
all of our kids know how
Because
to hold it. They knew how to hold it down.
because like I am a huge distraction. And I am. I can get like, oh, So
Yeah.
I see that. And that is very true. I definitely think where one is in my
Yeah.
place. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I
really
need to pull out,
fascinating.
I just found my Enneagram.
Oh,
And then I
good.
did. And because I'm going, like, redoing my files,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Mm-hmm.
had mine in there. And then, although there was a part of it that I didn't know if I agreed with, but I didn't reread it. And then I had
Well,
another assessment called the View.
oh, okay.
It's another like assessment, and so I do agree. Yeah, that was pretty true
And here's the
too.
other thing, the Enneagram that you have doesn't talk about subtypes because
Ah, okay,
and when you learn your subtype, there's 27 subtypes. And when you learn your subtype, that's when it's really gonna make sense.
okay. Do
Yeah.
they have like that might be a great Christmas gift for Kyrie.
Oh, I will send you the
Send me
link.
the link because that might be
We
a
can.
really
I
great
was even
Christmas
thinking
gift.
about a Christmas gift. That is a Christmas gift, but Lorenzo's already done it. He's a six, and he's been listening to the
Yeah.
podcast. So I'll send you the link. I'll
Okay.
send you the podcast,
Okay.
and Lorenzo's like, "Oh wow!" I mean,
Because it's just it's probably illuminating,
oh, it's
especially when
very illuminating.
when
It's
you see.
so, in fact,
Yes.
I want us to have like a dinner party once we all know our things and just do an evening conversation on it.
Yes, an
That would
Enneagram
be
dinner
so
party.
fun.
That would be fun. That would be so much fun for around Valentine's Day. Because it's
Yes.
almost like loving and romancing
Oh my God.
yourself
Well,
in a different
listen.
way and
Yes.
others as the
And
romantic.
yes. Yes, it would be. And you will love this. You will love the podcast because they even have the love languages
Oh, yes. So is the podcast something that you have access to when you take when you
Oh, you know, the
buy the
podcast is you can do it now. You don't need to.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
send me
send
that.
you
Send me that,
their
please.
test
Okay.
and their podcast.
Okay, and I will be sure to link it in the show notes if anybody
Okay,
else is
yeah,
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 like
yeah.
interested in that. No, that is really cool.
It's very interesting.
That's really cool. I will definitely, I think that that's what I'm going to get him for like part of his
Yeah,
gift. That'll
yeah,
be really
yeah.
good. Yeah.
I mean, I was listening to some of the stuff. I was just like, because I'm just looking at the types
Right.
part of the Enneagram, and then you have part of the Enneagram that they use it. They call it process Enneagram that I just learned about, and I was like, oh, you poor people, you're working a lot harder. Just pray to Jesus. So
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't listen to all of it, but it's
Right.
like anything Myers Briggs.
Yeah,
It's a
you
tool.
take the
Take
tools,
the
you take what
yeah,
works and you leave what doesn't work or what
right.
isn't beneficial or where you're like, yep, got that handled from someplace
Yeah,
else. Yep.
yeah,
So now that's good.
exactly,
That's good.
exactly.
Well, last night, Kyrie and I had, thank you very much for suggesting that I stay home.
Oh,
It was
honey,
so
yeah,
good. I came home, cleaned the house because we've just been in a like come in, dump, go back out.
Yeah.
And then we watched, Kyrie and I sat on the couch and we watched a movie. This was one night where I was like, kids, have fun with your devices. Like they watched The Notebook, I think. And we
Okay.
watched a movie that was really good. It's a fun movie. It's a throwback to Die Hard. So you know how Die Hard was like the Christmas kind
Yes,
of
yes,
movie?
yes.
So it has that, it's like this day and age kind of Die Hardness
Yeah.
to it
Yeah.
called Carry On, and it's on Netflix. Carry Ons.
Oh, I
Have you seen
saw
that?
that. No, I haven't seen the movie,
Oh
but
yeah,
I
Lorenzo
saw
would
the
like it too.
advertisement.
It's a
Okay.
fun, like it's a fun movie that like you
Okay. So
guys
it's
would.
not scary.
No, it's not scary. Like it's a great family movie.
Oh, okay.
Like the girls are
Okay.
gonna watch it. Like we didn't
Okay.
know if it would be appropriate or not, and but it's a great family movie, and it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
And I was thinking about you because it's set in an airport. That's all I'm gonna say. So the main
Oh, I
action is
can't wait
set
to
in an
watch it.
airport, and it's traveling. And so, as a, airport traveler, there's just lots of things that you'll resonate with and the different kind of characters that you meet. And
Oh, I can't
yeah,
wait.
no, you'll really like it. And so,
Oh
oh,
my
and
God.
there's, oh gosh, one of the actors, I love him. What is his name? I'm so bad with names. So he was one of the main, I don't know if you ever saw the series, The Ozarks, if you haven't
I did.
watched
I
that.
did. Yeah.
So is
No,
it
I
Jason
didn't finish
Bateman?
it.
Jason
Just Jason
Bateman?
Bateman. Yeah.
Yeah, so he plays in it.
Oh, okay. I
Yes,
like
no, it's
him.
it's 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 good.
Ozark got a little dark for me, so I
It
had to
did.
stop. You know
Ozark
how
got very,
I'm a
yes.
baby.
Ozark got very, very,
So I had to
very dark.
stop. I don't
Got very
finish those
dark.
things.
Yeah, it got
Like
very dark. Got very
got
dark.
dark.
And so this morning I was reading this article about airplane etiquette. And it was like, your airplane etiquette. And I was like, oh, let me share this list of airplane
Oh,
etiquette to
please
see
do
how
tell.
do you, score yourself.
Oh,
So, with some of these things. So,
okay. Oh, this will be fun.
so the first one, like as far as like it's like a list of like the most annoying things that travelers face in an airplane. And number one was the kicking of the seats by children and just, and so when you were a parent, I mean, you are a parent, but when the kids were younger and you traveled with them, so they traveled,
Hmm.
how were your kids kicking? I mean, I know the answer to this,
No, they weren't
but
allowed
they
to.
were not allowed
They were
to
not allowed to be
kick
a problem
and to
in
be
society. No,
a
they were not
problem.
allowed to do that.
Right.
That would,
And so, yes, I was like, okay, that's a thing. I just feel sorry though for the parents because it's like if you don't have, a sense of control over like healthy control over your kids on a normal basis, being in that small confined space, it just all comes out.
coming back from France, there was a family to the right. They had like two or three babies.
Hmm.
And they those kids did pretty well. Then there was another family going that those kids were all over the place.
Yeah. I
They
find
running
myself,
up and down. I was
yeah.
like, I'd be too stressed.
I find myself in those, I was in two situations. So they were very different situations, but one I was going to, I forgot where I was going. There was this mom and dad, they had two kids that were school aged. Okay.
Oh,
School aged children. The son, he was the older, I could tell he was the older sibling, and he was not causing a problem. It's just everything he wanted to do, the younger sister,
want to do it. Yeah,
in tantrum. And
yeah.
so and so he just wanted to make himself invisible. Okay. Now I'm sitting directly behind. This little child is like kicking, she's just having all types of tantrums. The mother just doesn't know what to do. So I found myself engaging her through the seat, like in a nice, like, hey, like, like, here's the thing. Can I distract you? Can we play? Like,
Was
what's
the
your
mom okay
name?
with that?
The mom was actually, at first she was, but then I gave, because I had a highlights magazine with me. and I gave it to the little girl. And so she was just like, "Oh, okay." Like, and she was embarrassed. And I was
Okay.
like, "No, they're please, like, no,
They're
no, don't
kids.
need to apologize. They're
Yeah.
kids." So I think it was because of how I was that she
Yeah.
was, you know.
Yeah.
And then they settled, she settled down for a while, and then she started back up,
Mhm.
and then there was this other guy, the single dad, and he was single, like, he was traveling with his infant, and the
Oh gosh.
infant, this guy, right? So this
By
black guy
himself?
was, yeah,
Oh.
and he had this baby, and the baby was giving him the business. Okay. Oh, and he had another little child, like a toddler.
Oh.
Okay. The baby was given this, and he was a young, like maybe like 30s, like early 30s, and this baby, cute baby, was just giving
How old was the
him
baby?
it was a baby. It was like months old baby, the business.
I wonder where the
And
money
he
was.
just, I don't know. I don't know, but because when babies cry, it like hurts my chest.
Okay, Chantel,
No, I'm not lying.
let's keep it. Oh
I
God.
mean, it happened. Like that doesn't happen to you?
Oh no, no. Mm-mm.
Did it
Mm-mm.
happen when you were like
I would
breastfeeding?
never tell.
Well, let me tell you,
I mean,
when
I've heard.
babies cry, it's like, oh, I can't. So I got up and I started, can I help
When
with the
they holler
baby?
like that, I just,
I got that baby, Cherie, in the aisle, and I pat, pat, pat that baby
he
up and
was so
down.
happy.
He was so happy. No, seriously, this
I know he
poor
was.
brother he was whipped.
Oh my
He
gosh.
was whipped. And then the other one, I was like, take care of that one. I'm right
Now,
here.
question:
Pat,
would a
pat, pat,
mother get
pat,
that kind of help?
pat, 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 pat. I mean, I would. I don't know if, I would.
It's just a question.
I
I believe
would.
you would, but sometimes, you know.
I would, especially if she looked like this mother of
Yeah,
this other daughter, the other one, she was looked overwhelmed. Like she just
yeah,
was at her wits'
yeah.
end. And I mean, sweetheart, you probably helped create that, but this is not the time for that conversation, you know?
Right.
But yeah, it was just so yeah, so the kids thing is a real thing, but
Okay,
I
so
just
people
do
have it.
feel like people
So
just
people
need to
have
show
it.
up extra
Yeah,
patient.
yeah. With the
Like
children, I think we've got to
you
like kind
just
of
have to do.
suck it up a little bit.
Now,
So,
this next thing was
yeah.
shocking to me.
Oh,
Keep your shoes and socks on, it's gross. And I take my shoes, it's one of the first things that I do.
what do they mean? It's
I
gross.
don't know.
Can
Like this,
people have funky feet?
well, I'm thinking if your feet are funky, you know that about yourself. So
But you
yes, you
shouldn't
do need
take
to
your shoes and say,
put them on, keep them on. But like my feet aren't, and
no. Why
I
is
like
that? Did they say
sometimes
why?
they're just like it's gross. It's like too like it's just gross. It's too you don't need to do your like that's just gross. I don't agree with that one.
I don't either. I have a whole program because I have my what are those compression socks? So
Yes.
I put my compression socks on and then I have my padded, little padded
Yes.
thing with the so it doesn't get nasty on I
Yes.
have like travel ones. And yeah, I do that so
It's a
that
whole thing.
my feet can, I know that sometimes people the feet swell up so it's hard to put the shoe back on, but
Yeah.
I just think on a long flight, it helps
Yes.
me. I do my little movements.
Yeah, and if it's like summer or nice weather, I'm in like shoes that I can pop off,
Right, you
like
have sandals.
intentionally.
I
I
mean,
have
how is it
sandals
even
on.
more gross? Like if
I
you have
just don't
feet, come on.
understand that. So I don't.
Yeah,
That
that's
rule was
that's a
something
non-issue.
that I don't
Hmm.
like to deal with. So this next one is interesting. It was saying the proper etiquette is actually not to be chatty to people on the plane that you don't know. Chivalry.
I should
Really?
not have to have a scarf, sunglasses, and earplugs for people to leave me alone. But
Really?
yeah, I'm amazed. Listen, when I traveled with you, I don't know where we were. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, what is happening here? I don't make friends on the plane. Do you know that guy still linked, like, texts me? I
Yay!
mean, I was just like, oh my God. Oh, we must have gotten this seat just for you. Do you remember that?
Yes, I
Chatty, chatty,
do.
chatty. So
Yes.
I think that you have a special gift where people are happy to talk with you, but I'm fine no one talking to me. I'm actually I'm there for the transportation part.
Yeah, you
I'm not
meet
there for
interesting people in the like this oh God, where was I going? I think to Tennessee. And by the time the flight was over, I was like invited to this conference this woman was going to. I mean, I didn't go, I didn't have
no,
time.
no,
But
mm-mm, no,
yes.
Chantel. I have no need for conversations. In fact, um, it's so bad that we have the three-seater coming
Yeah.
back, and I'm always like, Lorenzo, I'll take the middle because you know I know. And he's like, no, no, I know because I don't want you just to be rude. He's Mr. Host with the most.
He's
And he's
like,
like, I don't mind sitting in the middle. You could just go off up near the window and
be left alone.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Thank God though we had one extra seat and the guy moved, so we actually
Oh,
had an
good.
open seat between us.
Good.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that is definitely a difference. That's
Yeah, you just have
definitely
to kind of pick up on people's,
right.
I'm not giving a vibe when I'm just traveling by myself
To just
that I'm inviting conversation.
chat it away. It's so funny because I guess I do. We were at Chick-fil-A today, and so there was this young guy. He ordered his food, and they asked for your name for your order. So my kids, so we were ordering, and but he moved over because his order was ready, and so they called his name. They were like, "Order for Kyrie," and I was like, oh, right, and so I immediately am like, "Oh, his name's Kyrie," and so the girl Nia goes, "Mom, please, please don't like."
See, Niera's my mini me.
Please, she's like,
That's
please
me right
don't.
there.
Like, we just need to get our food and go.
You're like
Like,
dad. He always wanted to talk to people too. Oh
so,
my gosh. I'm
and
like,
you know
Lord,
what? But I regret that. I listened because she was just like, we're just tired. I just need to go. Like, please, like, great. Then she goes, yes, I know. Whoo, his name's Kyrie. Your husband's name's Kyrie. And I said,
like,
but I
yay.
wanted to ask him, like, I wanted, just to make a connection.
Right,
But she just
right.
shut that down. So I was like,
He was
okay.
like,
She was
no.
like, please don't. So on the rules for the
Hmm.
travel rules with mom, it's like I'm limited to how many spontaneous conversations. That's what they have, that they have a tolerance for.
Oh, I
Yeah.
bet.
They're
I bet.
like, oh, you need a limit.
I bet
So,
because um yeah, you're like dad. He would talk to everyone. I remember when we were on our way to Korea. Oh, this wasn't on the plane. But we're in the hotel and dad was always trying to get me to like say hello to people.
right.
And never understood why. Because here's my perspective. I'm already living in a household with what, three, four, five other humans.
Right.
I'm spent before I walk out the front door.
Right.
So, so now we're in this hotel in Hawaii for a couple weeks before we go to Korea. And so I'm at the pool. I have my book. I'm in the most cornered, you know.
Giving all the signs. Please leave me alone.
Right. And so
Right.
dad comes out. He's looking around. He's like, Cherie. He says, there's this young lady over here. Why don't you say hello?" And I'm
Right.
like, "Why?"
Right.
So, so he's like, "It's my daughter, Cherie. You guys look about the same age." And so he's like, "Where are you?" And all this
Yeah.
stuff. And and I'm gonna admit this. I was an East Coast snob,
Oh,
because
yeah. Oh.
New
Mm-hmm.
Jersey, went to,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and she says, "Santa Barbara." And I'm embarrassed to say I'm almost 60 years old. That happened in my
Right.
20s, and I'm still
Right.
got the Santa Barbara. And I looked at Dad over my book like, if you don't stop, I am not making friends. Santa
Thanks,
Barbara,
Barbara.
love you. And I know that was terrible of me, but and Dad just like, I just don't understand. You're just gonna sit here in
Right.
Hawaii at a pool and you should
Right.
read a book. But
Right.
yeah.
There you go. There you go. And I mean, I definitely have these moments because I am a deeply rooted introvert
Oh, I
where
know.
I just am
But
like, I don't, yeah.
maybe it's that seven in you, that
I think it's that
enthusiastic,
enthusiasm.
big
And people then get
energy.
it twisted. And then when I'm like, yeah, I'm done though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
now
they get
they're
tricked.
like, they get a
They
little
don't get
tricked.
tricked at all with me.
No,
In fact,
you're
they
just
get tricked
like,
like, wow, you're friendly. Oh my
right,
gosh. Remember when all
right.
the cousins were like, wow,
Yes,
Cherie, you're having
right,
kids? What?
right,
And I didn't know they
right,
thought that about me. And I'm like, I'm actually a
right.
good mom.
I'm actually fun.
Exactly.
Right.
My kids are like, what? The Grant girls really love you. Wow.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's fun. Okay, last one.
Okay.
So before you get on a plane,
Mm.
make sure you have everything that you think you will need ready at your fingertips.
Oh,
So
I
you're not
do.
having to go
Oh, yes. Yes.
all of that.
Because that is dangerous.
How is it? Wait, wait a second. I can see annoying, but how is it
Because
dangerous?
there is in-flight movement of your luggage. And sometimes when you're just kind of popping up and maybe you're half asleep, oh, I need to get my earphone or whatever, or my earplugs or my glasses or who knows, my
Right.
flask. They the things move. And I cannot tell you the times that I've worried about luggage just falling out on someone, like myself or other
Mm-hmm.
people. I've seen it happen. I've actually seen it happen. Dr. McKinney got
Okay.
knocked in the head with some luggage on our way to
Okay.
South Africa. So have your stuff, have a little crossbody.
All
You can
lined up.
actually, that won't count. You can have your little crossbody with
Mm-hmm.
your backpack and your carry-on. And in that little crossbody bag, you can have all the things that you need so
Yes.
that you can put your stuff away and
Mm-hmm.
not be a hazard to the rest of you know,
To your people.
to the people on the
Okay.
plane.
I get that. I get that. I do try to do that. It just depends on how
Sometimes you know you're going to
organized.
need your what? Your journal, your pen, whatever you're
Yes.
reading,
Yes.
your lip gloss, because I know you're busy.
I do
I,
need my lip
I
gloss.
know you
I do need my lip gloss. My lip gloss is out right here with me right
I know
now.
this.
Like,
I know
I do
this.
need my lip gloss. I need something to eat. I need a little vittles.
Oh, definitely.
I need my vittles. You know, I do that. I do need my
So, do
stuff.
you have a routine like when you get on the plane?
I have I mean, I'm not routinized like you are with like most things in my life. Like, I have like every morning I make my bed, but it looks
Yeah.
different, a little different every morning. You know, I don't have like a process.
How
Whereas
is
you
that?
have a very, your
Wait, how does
process
your
was
bed look?
exhausting.
It's not
It
exhausting.
was a whole lot. I was like, I need to
It's
get
like
back in the
that.
bed after your process. So I feel like sometimes I do have, like, I know that I need to certain things. I have socks are very important to me when I travel because my feet get cold.
Yeah.
And if my feet are uncomfortable, my whole body temperature
Yeah.
is out of whack.
Yeah.
So even when I go to the movies, I have movie socks. I have my movie blanket because I can't go to the movies without like I need my little pillow, I need my blanket, I need my socks. And then I'm pretty good. I do. I have to have all of that. And I carry it. I don't care what the people say. I carry it in and then I set myself up and I get
It's
comfortable. And
funny.
that's
You remind me of that. This woman got on the
do.
plane. I swear, she had a pillow, like a pillow
Yes.
home. She had, she had, no, seriously, she had her backpack, like army backpack, but in it,
Yeah.
she had her down blanket folded up,
Yes. Because
attached to her
it's
back.
cold. I get
She
cold.
had her hoodie and her, I was like,
Yes.
listen,
Like, I get cold. I get cold. So, and then I will, yeah. So here's what I try to do that I really try to focus on. It's not like laying and leaning on the person next to me.
oh,
I really am
well,
intentional about that,
that has happened to me.
where I'm like, okay, let me
Oh,
just
yeah.
occupy, and I don't have to be asleep to do it.
Are you like, I don't understand.
I just gravitate towards human beings.
So it really doesn't matter which side the person's on or where
No,
you
if
are,
I'm by the window and there's a human being
won't you go
here,
toward the
no,
window?
my body will naturally gravitate towards the human being. So I have to be very intentional to
We
like,
are so alike, but yet so very
I
different.
know, like to just not, I'm a leaner.
You're moving toward
I'm moving
connectivity,
toward
and
it.
I'm not
And you're
necessarily.
like, please stay on your side and don't look at me. Like that's what it is. So in church on Sunday, it's like everyone gets packed into the row. It's like so we
Yeah.
were already packed. So it's not really my fault. I mean, it was a full row. So there was a man to my left and Lilo's to my right, and I just knew if I start to relax, I'm like half on this man, like here, like that's. And so I was. And so at a
God.
certain point, he got up and he left. And we were in the middle of the aisle too. So it's not comfortable to get up and then, excuse me.
Chantel.
I felt so bad. But I also felt like I gave the row a solid because then we all like
Got
had
a
a
little
little
bit
bit
more.
more space. So that's where like, because he probably was like, dang, she is like, because I was.
He really leaning on me. My wife's gonna come in here and beat my behind. He wasn't having that.
He wasn't having
He was
that.
like, oh
But no, it
no.
happens. That was actually dad. Mom would talk to me like before I went to college. They were like, you can't be out there leaning, leaning up on
Oh my
everybody.
God.
Yeah, because I do. Like if I'm sitting next to somebody, I just, I
I think it was
lean.
because you never really, I don't know that you slept alone.
I haven't. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
I just,
maybe
I
I
just
had to,
lean.
mom had to.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
just lean. So that's the thing. But
yeah.
one other thing that I feel like I'm good with, and the people take it different ways. I feel like I help the movement of boarding on the plane, especially when I see a situation and I'm like, that family is split up. You're a single parent, you're a single person. I actually will, on behalf of the family, say, hey, can you switch seats? And apparently asking to switch seats is a rule like bad
Really?
etiquette. Yes, and I really think people should be looking for those
Oh,
opportunities.
yeah, this past summer, there was a family, and I don't know why they split the family up. They even split Lorenzo and I up. So we were like, no, can we figure out a way to get this family together?
Right.
And it just, we
It
said, we don't need to be
actually
together. It doesn't make
it
any
doesn't make
sense.
sense
And
and it
these are young
actually
kids.
is going to be beneficial for everybody on the
Right.
flight if the family if can have their full unit together, they
Yeah.
have more help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that. So I was like
Well,
I
that's
totally
good.
break that rule. So,
Yeah.
yeah. A little airplane
Oh, well, that
etiquette.
sounds, I really
Yeah.
try to just get on, hunker
Get on,
down,
hunker down and get off.
and get off, and
make it through. I can
Yeah.
totally see that.
Yeah.
I can totally see that. So we all travel in
You know.
um, very
Mhm,
different ways.
mhm.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it doesn't need to be an adventure for me like you. You like all that adventure.
I don't like it. It just happens. It just happens.
I think you know what, Chantel,
It's
it's the
part of the
law of
fun.
attraction and you
Yeah,
enjoy a good
I
adventure.
I
And
do
so I think
enjoy a
that
good
it happens
adventure.
because it's what you're putting out.
You
You're
know
open for
what?
an
I'm
adventure.
open for it.
I
Let's,
don't want
yeah,
one. I just
I
want to
get
get
that.
there.
I get that. No, I definitely do agree with the fact that I'm open for an adventure.
Yeah.
And I, I secretly want to play some of the character parts, you know, like the ticket person.
Oh, well, they are
Hi,
fun.
ticket. Like they are fun.
They
Like
are
I just,
fascinating.
they fascinate me. Like I was at the post office today, getting the girls' passports. The post office people, like they are just, it's a whole post office. It's almost like in order to work at the post office, you have to have like this post office demeanor about you, you know? And you're not gonna, you're not like, none of my ways swayed them
Oh,
because we
yeah.
didn't have
You're
like this
courteous.
copy. No, no. Up, go back. You have to have, make copies. Come back when you have them.
Not to take you off the post offer thing. So are the girls, is this new passport or renewals?
So for yeah, for two renewal, no, new, and for Leela renewal. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Because
she
I'm
lost
getting a
hers.
renewal.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
though I don't expire until 2027,
Yes.
but you don't have to wait because I'm trying to get it in before,
Get
January
it in.
19th. So
Yep.
I was like, okay, now that we're back from France, I'll go
Yep.
ahead and get a new one. Got my
Yeah.
social security appointment tomorrow to get my
Yes.
card because I want to have all my
All
paperwork
that. All your
before the
paperwork. So we,
19th.
yeah, we got all the social security cards
Yeah.
done. And then we will have all of the passports done. And so one of my coworkers was like, "Oh, are you traveling? Why are you getting your passports?" And I just said, "Just, basics, just
Good to have it.
good to have it.
Yeah.
Good to have it. Good to have
Yeah.
it basic." So, and I mean, once they were, we made an appointment. Kyrie did that. I would have just
At
walked in.
the
At the
social
post
security, or at the
office
post, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
at the social
Yeah, because
security,
you
you
have
can,
to at
yeah,
this you have
yeah.
to, yeah.
So at the post office, you can either like walk in or you
Hmm.
can make an appointment. And
No, I
so,
make an appointment,
yeah,
yeah.
so they were very punctual, like with our appointment time. It's just that sometimes the rules are not very clear with like
Mm.
what you need. So we needed because they're minors,
Oh,
they were like, we needed to have both of our ID cards, which we
yeah,
had that. What
yeah.
wasn't clear is we needed to have a copy front and
Oh,
back
for them, yeah,
of of it to be
yeah,
on their file, like to with them.
yeah.
So then he had to, so they have a copy machine at the post office.
Right,
I
but you,
mean, so
yeah,
I'm like, hey, can we, I mean, kind of like do a little solid. Can you just take it
right.
and make a copy?
Mm-mm.
Now, you can come back when you have that done. Okay, so then we
Yes,
had to leave, go to FedEx, make the copies, come back, and it's almost like soup Nazi line. You just try to
yeah,
have all your stuff that you need so you can
yeah.
get through the process. But yeah, so we did, and we handled, I think, four of them we
And then
did.
you just turn it in, and then they'll give
They
you,
do, yeah. So you want to make sure all your paperwork is filled out,
yeah,
because if it's not filled out, because this couple before with this little cute infant, husband
yeah,
and wife couple, they were before us. So he goes to do his passport. And so she says, it's not filled out. You'll have to make another appointment or come back. Now, the reality is one could fill out the stuff,
Yeah, you
right?
could.
You could just fill it out. But
Yeah.
they were so frazzled, like, that they didn't
Well, that was a
just,
public servant who wasn't trying to be a
right,
public
like just
servant.
step to the side to make sure you
Yeah.
fill these things out and then come back. So
Yeah.
just, make sure you have all of
Yeah.
your,
Yeah, I'm gonna have all my stuff. I went through that with mom, so she's good.
yeah,
Although I don't know if mommy's gonna come to France with me. She's not
she's
ready.
not, Cherie.
Okay.
It's not
I didn't
happening.
think so.
Okay. Yeah,
Gosh.
I just let me just rip that band-aid off of you. She's not, but here's what she is. She's so excited for you and she's happy for you. But she's gonna stay probably here. Yeah. Yeah. I'll let that
Wow.
sink in. Yeah. Yeah.
I thought,
Yeah. I'll
oh,
let that sink in. I mean, this is a lot for the podcast right now for people, but I'm gonna let that sink in.
because
I
I
think
was
that
really
that's
like telling people about mom, showing pictures of
I
she'll
know.
the summer.
This is where she'll be. It'll be lovely. No.
And she's just been like, well, we'll
Mm-mm.
see.
She's not gonna tell you no, but I'm just telling
And so
you,
that's why I was like, I don't know if
yeah, that's
mommy
not
is
gonna happen.
because she even said, we're doing the New Year's Eve dinner
Christmas
and
Eve?
Christmas Eve, rather,
Yes.
Christmas Eve dinner. So you guys are
Yes.
coming
Yes.
over. And mom wants to go back after dinner.
Yes. And I was going to prepare you for that too. I really was. So so last year, mom was over here. Mom just really wants to be where she is. And so we can come over, like we'll come over Christmas Day. I was like, Mom, don't you want to wake up,
Yeah, that's what
with
I
kids
said.
and Christmas? And so
Yeah, because that's what I said. You're
she
normally
says,
one
honey,
person
I
until,
have
and
done years of that.
that's what she told me. She told me she wanted to wake up in her
She
own
wanted
bed.
to wake up right. And then she says later on in the day,
Mm-hmm.
we can come
We
over.
can go. That's what I figured. I said, well, we'll just have to go
So
over.
I said, okay. Um,
Wow.
yeah, that's what
Mm,
and yes, and honestly, the whole Christmas Eve dinner need is not hers.
I realized that. So maybe that's just,
Right.
I don't
I
need.
just think, that's what I think. And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, mom, that's you get to decide. You get to decide. And then they have stuff there.
I know. I know.
So we're
Yeah.
competing with all of the the wonderment of
I know.
activities with
I know.
where
Yeah. Because
she
I was
with
thinking,
where
I was like,
she
well, they
is.
probably do have a whole
Yeah, they do have
thing.
a whole thing, whole plan. And so that's where it is. And it's cold outside. Mommy's not about that
No, I
cold
know. She
life.
doesn't
She
like the
just
cold.
can't do it. She just can't do
She's
it. So
Goldilocks. She don't want it too hot. She don't want it too cold.
So I think that's the plan. But what you can do, because I've thought about this, I was going to break this news to you about Christmas Eve and Christmas with mom. So what you can do,
I'm just feeling a little exposed on this podcast.
I
I'm like,
know,
I
right?
was not expecting all this news.
But what you can
I thought
do,
you were going to say, oh no, Cherie, she'll want to come to France.
no, no, mom is like, it's just no,
You know
like,
what she told me? And she is a wise woman. She said,
yeah.
I'm doing well because I know how to pace myself.
Exactly, exactly. And it's just not, that's not, first of all, travel is
It's a
physical.
it's very physical.
It's
And
very
in Europe it's
physical.
even more because half the
It's
time.
very
Like I was trying to
physical.
figure out, okay, how do I
And
negotiate?
it's not, I think and maybe, I was younger and so I have more of a romanticized view of what travel used to be like.
Oh, it's
But to me, it was very different. It was
oh,
very
it's like being on a
gracious. It was
bus.
very like accommodating. And especially for like young people and older people.
Yeah.
And it's just not like that anymore. And so I feel as though, like, what warms mom's heart
Hmm.
is to know, like, oh, Cherie, you're in France and you're living out that dream and you're there. And that's good. And what's also great is that there's no sense of shade or jealousy.
Right, right.
Like,
And what she told me, she said, I've been over
and
there.
she's been there. She's like, that's great, baby. You
Yeah.
go, you have fun. But it would just be, I think, so much.
Yeah. And
And
she and I called her a couple times. We did
yeah,
FaceTime and walked around
yeah.
the village. So,
So exactly. So she's like, I mean, I've asked her, I'm like, Mom, do you want to come over? Like, we can do cookies and she was just like, no, I will maybe, she said we could do that here. And I said,
Mhm.
okay. So
Yeah.
I'm really like, okay, mom, like I have to shift because, mom spent,
Yeah.
Christmas with us.
Right. I know. Like
Like,
if
and
it wasn't
so I
her
was
place,
just
it was
like,
our place. I
oh,
mean,
like, yeah, like, okay, we're gonna, get the house together, get the room together, like,
right.
all these
I
things.
know.
And then I was like, okay, let me just really listen to what mom is saying.
Yeah.
And then I was, like, okay, so that means Christmas afternoon or whatever, we make
Yeah.
our way
Yeah.
over to where she is, and then we can open up gifts. And then I was saying you can actually bring her some of your deliciousness a little bit, from the
Yeah.
dinner, so
Yeah.
she has like your tangine and
Yeah.
stuff like that
Yeah.
that she can
Wow, I
partake
really
of.
wasn't expecting that. I
I
mean, I had a little bit
know.
of
I'm
I had a
so
little inkling
sorry.
today. I was like, I
Yeah,
wonder if
that's
one of
what it
the
is. Yeah.
yeah,
But I
like
think
is
that
that
she is right. Like I think that, part of the reason why she's thriving is because she's, you know,
strategic and where she
strategic
goes?
and knowing where like what's good for her, what's not so good,
Hmm.
for her and like and being able to respect that, like and be able to have that kind of within
Yeah.
those boundaries. So that's really good. And it's just an adjustment from our end, you know, like
Mm.
that's the thing. But I was so serious. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to break this news to Cherie. Yes.
Yeah. The Lord went before you and at least was
Yes.
trying to give me little hints.
Yes. Give you little
So I'm
hints
not,
along the
yeah.
way. And it's all these different, adjustments that people, have to make. I was listening to the Convocation
Oh,
podcast.
yeah.
And thanks for sharing that with me. I'll have to like drop that. It's a great podcast. And it was the episode where it was after Thanksgiving. And people, it started off with just folks sharing like how their Thanksgiving like was. And I don't remember like the people, I don't know their names off the top. But one of the ladies, one of the older ladies,
Okay, so that must have been Diana Butler Bass.
okay, she
Yeah.
was saying how it was different this year because her daughter, I think, was traveling with her husband or fiance's family
Okay.
overseas for Thanksgiving. And so it was really just
She and
she
her
and her
husband.
husband.
Okay.
And that was like the first time I think that they had that type of gathering.
Yeah.
And it's whenever something is an adjustment, like you feel the sting of it, the bitterness of it.
Yeah.
But then she went on like what beautiful opportunity for them came out of. She was like, we were able to sit down at the table with one another. She was able to look, she said, I was able to look across the table and look longingly into my husband's eyes.
Oh,
And we shared how grateful we are to be at this table together, like just to be
wow.
in this space together. And so, like, that's not something that really, that type of happens because, it's all the other
Right.
things. and you're kind of like passing each other and tending to other people.
Sure,
And this,
especially at a holiday.
right, was
Yeah.
one where they were able to tend to themselves in
Oh,
a way that they just hadn't before. And so that was part of the gift of the change of
yeah.
of it. And and that stuck out to me because I was like, wow, like especially, as the kids are getting older, I'm seeing like, wow, like there's gonna come a time where this way that I've been used to,
Yeah.
almost not entitled to, but kind
Right.
of, right? Like I
Right.
can't
Right.
imagine it
Right.
any other way, can fundamentally look different. And
Right.
also it may not look how we were raised
Right.
because we always were with
Right.
our family.
Right.
Like
We
we
have to,
didn't
yeah.
share that. Like I didn't have a situation where it was like, okay, one year we're with my family, the next
Right.
year, a lot of people do the trade-off.
Sure.
But
We didn't have to
we
do
didn't
that.
do that.
Right.
So all
Because
these
everybody just
years
came. Yeah.
everybody came,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that might
Right.
not be the case
Right.
for,
Especially, I mean, we both married guys with very small families, so it was
yeah,
so much easier to absorb,
to absorb
and they
them,
were
right.
close by. But you're right. I mean, if one of our girls marries into a big family, I mean, it would stand the reason that,
Right.
they could be
Exactly.
doing that, and one
Exactly.
has to be okay with
Okay
that
with
and
that.
adjust. And oh my God,
It's
it's a
like
lot.
it's like I was like, "Oh my
Oh,
gosh, you just, you're in all your like little traditions and the
yes.
energy that you're used to and the helping and cooking the things and like all of those things are may change, will change. You hope for change for, and your kids as well as you hope for continuity. You also hold out, like this, you have to
Embrace the
um
change, like
and
embrace the
embrace the
change,
change and embrace the
and know
change
when an adjustment is needed.
is needed.
Otherwise, we get bent out of shape,
Yeah. And
and we just
so,
need to, yeah,
yeah.
no, that's a good word,
Yeah. And there's
and mommy mommy said, Cherie, nothing stays the same. She
nothing
sort
stays
of,
the same. Nothing
so,
stays the same. And I know like she enjoys her I mean, it is like middle school, okay, with those ladies, okay? And she enjoys like I called her today and I'm like, "Mom," she's like, "Hello."
I know,
And I'm
same.
like, "Mom," she's like, "Yeah. Are you okay? Is everything?" I said, I'm fine, but she was whispering. So I'm like, "Are you okay?" "Yeah, well, I'm gonna call you. I'm in the I'm at the movies."
I,
And so I was like, "Okay, all right, I'll call you,
it was
I'll
like
call you
yesterday
back."
or something. I was calling, and when I can't get through, and I was like, oh no. So I had Miss Kareen check, and I was like, check her
Yeah.
phone. And
Right.
Mom was like, I don't need you having her check.
Right.
And I was like, I need you to pick up. And she says, I was in the activity room, Cherie. So I
Right.
so I need to
We need to, and
power
so I'm
down.
like, oh, there's things that she's looking forward to there. And that's what I have to,
Yeah.
you know, um, like understand and see and kind of make space for. But Jamar Tisby, is that right? The
Jamar
guy? Okay.
Tisby.
So
Yes.
Jamar Tisby, I liked his little tradition that I don't
Okay.
know if it's a tradition he started or if it's
Uh-huh.
like been going on, but no, he hasn't started. So apparently, movie theaters, they will deliver movie treats. So his big thing with like his, nieces and nephews and family was that they had movie time because they do a family movie. But he's like, I want the movie theater treat. So they had delivered the movie popcorn, the movie candy. He
Oh
was like, it
my
even came with the
goodness.
like movie butter and all of that
Oh my
delivered. And
goodness.
they
That is
had
so
like, and I said,
fun.
that is a great, that's like cool. And I didn't know that movie theater delivered.
I had
Like
no
you could
idea.
Uber movie popcorn and movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
That's cool. That's really cool.
so that was a cool little
And
like
what about
tidbit.
Robbie Jones? Did he have
Don't
one? He's my little. Hmm.
I don't think it was anything I remember. I gravitated towards those two stories. Like those
Yeah,
were the two
yeah,
that
yeah,
popped out to me, the sentimental and the very
yeah.
fun.
Oh,
I
that's
think one of them
fun.
had like just a very normal, like it was
Yeah,
just very
Captain
small
T-Med. Yeah.
and just very, very very normal. So for them. But yeah, it's like that change.
It's, you know what? We just have to, even being in this room, embrace the change. You know,
Yeah.
this is a big deal. The bed left today. It was
Yeah.
downstairs, and we're gonna get a tree tonight. That was another
Yes.
change. I mean,
Yes.
because you know, I normally would have all that up,
Yeah.
but I don't think I'm gonna be able to travel next year. I told Lorenzo that traveling around the holidays just doesn't work for my psyche. That
Yeah.
I don't need to rush from Thanksgiving to putting things
Mm-hmm.
up, but I just want to be home.
Oh, it's interesting you say that because I was like, ooh, next year I could go with you.
Well, you can go with Lorenzo. I just, Chantel, I just want to be home.
It's like, I want to be
Um,
home, have
so
my
for the
Christmas.
home for Christmas
Right.
and put my
Yeah.
house together. I told him
Yeah.
I don't even have an Advent wreath on my table.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm going
yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, but I was like, okay, this is
Mm-hmm.
happening in the
Mm-hmm.
room. And it really hit me. Okay, I'm embracing a new season.
Yes.
And so I'm not keeping Linda's bedroom.
Mm-hmm. That's huge.
And that really,
That's
I mean,
huge.
both my Lindas, my mother,
Yes. Yes.
Linda, little
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I checked in with her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she tried to take her, but she didn't take care of my kid. She's like, "Oh
Right.
yeah, mom. I mean, I have a room, I have a bed.
Right. Thank
I'm,
you. It's
and then
weird.
and when I leave here, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go to Philly for a year if I don't stay in DC, and then
Right.
I'm going overseas.
Right. That's my plan.
So,
Right.
so
Yeah.
I realized, oh, you might as well embrace this and just allow whatever this is gonna produce
Yes,
to produce.
to
Yeah,
be this
yeah,
change. No, that's a great word because it's
yes,
constant and the only thing that's going to happen is more change.
yes,
More change
yes.
as they grow and they morph and we grow and are becoming. And that's really, really great. So, I can't wait to see how the red room evolves. Are you journaling through this process?
No, I hadn't. I
You
had.
should. You really should. Like, in all honesty, I feel like you should get a journal, get a red journal.
Ooh,
You should
yes.
get a red journal.
Wait, let me plug in my thing because
Yeah. And,
it's pouring out.
oh, it is?
It's pouring over
Oh,
here.
it's not yet here.
Um,
Yeah, you
I
should get
might,
a
the camera
red
may
journal.
change because
Go, like, you can get, oh, I have a red journal. Oh, it's upstairs. I got a red journal. It's like
let me see.
my Catherine journal.
I'm trying
Catherine
to,
is the one who is the take charge and she does things. Um,
oh, wait. Okay, here I am. I had to,
I can't see. Okay, there you
okay,
are. Oh
I'm
yeah. Oh
sorry.
yeah,
I
you're
had to
good.
plug in.
Yeah.
I know this has been a
But
crazy
yeah,
night.
you need to get a journal and really journal, like sit in the room and like
I
all
actually
of those.
like this side of
I
me better.
do. I
I'm
like
not
it
putting
looks
that other
good.
camera
No,
up.
it looks good. I'm glad
This
that
is
you
so much
realize that.
better.
No, I like
I'm
it.
sorry. In half the podcast, I've been looking at myself, been distracted.
Yeah, no, this is
Because,
really good.
yeah, okay.
So yeah, but I journal.
Okay, I will.
And like when you journal, you should sit against the wall of
Okay.
the red.
This is the artist speaking. Okay. All
I'm
right.
serious.
No, I
Like
will.
all of
I
that,
will.
all the things that you were talking about, like the bed was gone, and
Oh, yeah, I should
like
have. out.
what you need to do is you are welcoming, you are creating space
Hmm.
for those feelings and thoughts and questions to kind of emerge because it is a new season for you.
And you're right, Chantel. One of the things that as being a five on the Enneagram, and it's descriptive, it's not prescriptive. It's not like I look at this, oh, I'm a five, I have to. But one of the insights that I've gotten is we don't feelings always catch us a little off guard. It's like after an event, I'm like, oh, I was sad, or
Right,
oh, I was I was actually happy. I wish I had expressed that more. Like
right.
whatever the feeling. And so I think you're right. The journaling will allow me to connect with my emotions in a safe space for
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
um, uh, so that I can capture them and get
exactly.
it from here out so that
Out.
I can, yeah,
Exactly. And you're
that's one of the
so
things.
uber intentional, like with your light fixture and all that. Like,
Yeah.
why that light? What does it mean when you look at it? Like, what does it make you feel? What
Oh,
is it
wow.
like? Because you're intentional. I mean, I could just see like right about the color red. What is that for
Yeah.
you?
Oh,
You
yes.
know, in
It
this
was a
season.
primal need
And
for me to
like,
have
what,
read.
you know, what is that when you're talking about your desk is facing this way? Why that way? What is the
Mm-hmm.
view? Like, why not the other way? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what are you, like, all of those, I think, things, but it's
Yeah.
really, I think that I imagine years past when we're dust and when we've gone on, like you have these almost like this wisdom,
Mm.
you know,
Yeah.
like to pass
Yeah.
down, to share. I
Yeah.
mean, it helps you make sense of your now, so it's
Yeah.
informative
No, but
now, but
it's
it's
true
also
to
this
even
that
say
you live.
trust yourself. Like it may
Yes.
seem crazy that you want a red room
Yeah.
in a little space, but trust
Yeah.
yourself
Mm-hmm.
and have
Mm-hmm.
people around you that will encourage you and say, yes,
Exactly.
do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I know that I could say that. Another way I could say that is giving you a writing assignment, which I am, because
Oh,
you actually do better with assignments.
I'm such a
Is that the
firstborn.
five in
I'm
you?
such a, no, it's a firstborn.
Oh,
I'm dutiful. I'm
yes.
dutiful.
So I would love for you, because we have a website, a blog.
Yes, you're right. I do need to, and you did tell me
Yes,
that.
yes. And so now I'm going to give you an assignment, and you
Okay.
can write about your red room.
Oh, I will. Oh, I love that.
Okay,
And
that's
you
what
know,
you
I'm
need to do.
painting my mirror. Did you know that?
You're what?
I actually have a craft project going on.
There
You,
you go. I
I'm
did not know
sanding
that.
it, and then this is gold paint. It's little,
Oh, nice.
and it's like gilded gold paint.
Yes.
And oh, I don't have my brush here, but little tiny brush, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually doing the border of the mirror because it's a cheap mirror with
Yeah.
wood, and I'm sanding it so that it'll grip,
Yes.
paint will grip, and then I'm painting that, and this mirror is gonna hang on the wall,
Yes.
and yeah, I'm thinking about painting this white cover, but I was gonna give it away, and then I said I probably need it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna Linda's stuff is in there. I'm gonna empty that, and I might just do a whole like
There you go. Like,
thing with that. I'm
yeah. And
feeling very
so
creative.
that's where you're writing. So you could just, even if you're like, I'm journaling through this process here.
Mm, mm.
Okay. And then
I
let me
love
tell you
that.
the things that are going to hold you up. So I'm about to free you. You don't have to worry about editing.
Oh,
I'll be your editor.
oh
Just
yay,
send me
because you know I'm gonna
copy.
have periods after every
Okay?
question. You know
Send
that's
me,
my special
right,
thing I
right, it
do.
is. I'm really not asking, I'm telling you. I was like, Cherie, that's why you do that, because you're really not asking. You're actually telling. That's why that happens.
Oh, that's funny. I
Um,
was like, gosh,
yes,
this is
I will
my.
format it. I will do all of that.
Oh,
I
okay,
just
that's
need your
great. Then I
language
will.
and a picture
And
that
you're
you want to
right. I
go with
do
it.
well on assignments
You
because
do.
even in my spiritual I did my assignments.
Do your assignments.
Yeah.
Okay. And so your first assignment is due Thursday
Oh,
of this
wow.
week.
No, it can't be because Wednesday I'm at your mother's all day.
Yes. And so I would say this, there is Tuesday, there is the morning. It doesn't take long. You can carve out 30 minutes, which is all you would need
Oh,
for your assignment. I am studying two books with my
oh,
kids and all these other things.
you
No, 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 no,
are.
no. And all these other things. You can do it. You
Okay,
can do it.
okay. I'll just do it. It's just
Okay.
gonna be a lot
And so
easier.
here's what I want you to know.
Mm-hmm.
Every Thursday, I need a copy. Thank you. That's what I need on anything. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Know where account. Give me a copy.
Mm-hmm.
If you have an image to go with it, great. If you don't, fine. You don't have
Does it
to
matter
edit it.
what? Can I just
It's
write on
just on
whatever?
anything. On
Okay.
anything.
All right.
On anything that tickles your fancy. If you
Okay.
have a title for it, great. If you're like, I can't think of a title, fine.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to treat you like every month I have to meet deadlines.
Oh, goodness.
I have 4 features. I've got to meet them no matter what's happening. And you know what happens amazingly? I meet them.
Gosh. Okay.
And that's the business
I
side
don't
of
know
the
if this is a
like
good podcast to
I
post
know
because I
I
have really had some emotions that I'm gonna need to like
don't.
sit with myself and
Right.
process.
Okay. Yes, and you can process them through writing. That would be
Mm,
great. Okay?
okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Thursday. That's when I'll
Okay.
be looking for it. Please don't make me come back for it.
I
I just,
won't. I don't need to
okay.
see the
No.
beast.
Okay.
I don't need to. I don't need to
Okay.
see the beast.
All right. You don't need to see the beast. And that would be lovely. And
Okay.
I also know it'll be a gift. Like you will actually, because you are a writer, you just need to be forced to write.
I do.
But let me tell you something that's should be encouraging and interesting. So, Nathaniel Hawthorne
Hmm.
and beloved Charles Dickens
Hmm.
and our man James Baldwin,
Yes.
they all had something in common.
What was it?
Their writing careers, like we know them as these big giant, literary beasts
Yeah. I mean, there's.
and the
Yeah.
breadth of their work. So we know them in a total sense. But when they started out, they all started out with basically articles or short periods of short stories that was published in the newspapers.
Oh, yes. I knew this about Dickens. I didn't
Yes.
know this about
Yes.
Baldwin.
They started off in smaller little
Mm-hmm.
publications that
Mm-hmm.
was a little bit published here, a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes, like even for me, I recognized, it's this play. I wrote a play. Chantel, why don't you just write more of them? Well, I didn't have to.
Right.
But when I was like, I need to do it, it came. And what that showed me was that I have not developed the discipline of being a writer.
Right.
That's different than I can write. Now, I have developed the discipline of writing in the way I write for the publication. I have done that.
Sure.
So I have that discipline.
Yeah.
But as
For
far as
yourself.
like, writing, writers, their discipline of writing is every day. I'm
Yeah.
writing, whether I'm using it or it's building to something or
It's
it's
so
not.
interesting because this is so timely. Nat and I we went for a walk in France and somehow we got on writing, and she was like, "Auntie Riri, just sit in front of your computer and just," she's like, 15 minutes every day. If you just
Mm-hmm.
start there
Mm-hmm.
and just write, doesn't matter. You'll be surprised, and then it'll get more and more." She was
Exactly.
saying that's what
And maybe
she
that's
was
what you call it. My assignment from my niece, my 15 minutes a day, and whatever the subtopic is.
Mhm.
Whatever that is.
Okay.
Like don't because I know you can get
Yes.
so it
And
has to
that
you
is,
have
let
to
me tell
not
you, then
do
I'm like,
that.
okay, what am I
Is
gonna
that
write?
the
Then I'll go down a
five?
rabbit
Yeah, you
hole of,
can't do that.
yeah.
Like truly, it's like, okay, here's Nat's assignment, my 15 minutes a day. My 15 minutes a day on the garbage truck. My 15 minutes a day on blah. Like whatever. It doesn't even make sense. It's just,
Okay.
that's what it is. It's just do that. Don't look at it. Don't edit it. Boom. And then all you do when you're done, email Chantel.
I'll just hit send.
Hit send hints. That's all you do. Send 50 minutes,
Okay.
send. That's it. Because that's really what it is. It's just about like my aha moment was like, oh my gosh, I haven't developed the discipline of
Of
writing, of
consistency.
consistency,
Yes.
of just consistently
That's good
showing
old
up.
Pam. She's like, you just need the discipline of
It's the
consistency.
discipline of consistency. And
Yes.
and I have developed the discipline of, what do you call it? Procrastination.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also reasons why I can't
Yes.
do
Yes.
something or do it yet or even this podcast, let me be honest with you, like in total honest, here's where I was. And this is true because I am, a 7 and I like fun things. And I was like, well, we did those podcasts and that was fun. Okay.
I know.
And I'm
Well,
like,
from from a
okay.
different thing, I was like, oh,
It's like, we're
oh,
going
I
to
need
do
to
this
get up and
again.
do this again
Okay.
tonight.
And then I was like, this is when it's because it's not shiny and new and it's not that like
Right.
energy
This
because
is now.
it's now like,
Lean in.
okay, even though this is the third one and maybe other people would be saying that around at least like 20 or something, some number with a double
They
digit,
have
I
no
would.
idea.
But
They
three,
have
we're
no
like,
idea.
hey, hurrah, we did
This is
two. That
good.
was
You've
great.
experienced
Woo,
it. It's
three
great.
is like, wow. And so I came down the steps because, Kyrie is Mr. Consistency and he already had everything set up. And I was
Listen, the
like,
only reason I
wow.
knew it was happening is because Kyrie is kind of like, in charge.
Right.
So I didn't even think about you. I was like, oh, you have to show up
God,
because
I was
Kyrie.
like,
And quite
okay.
frankly, Chantel, I was ready last week, and
Yes.
Lorenzo can tell you,
Yes.
I had
I
it
knew
set
you
up,
were.
but it wasn't because of you. It was like,
Kyrie.
Kyrie,
Yes,
you're
like
getting
that's what it
involved in this
is.
now.
So you just think, oh my gosh, I have to get this to Kyrie, this writing thing. And then somehow she'll be, wait a
I will
second,
rise to
Lorenzo,
the
I gotta
occasion.
write. I gotta write,
I
connect with
gotta
my
write this
feelings. I
thing.
gotta write. What are you writing about? I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Yeah, like that is what it is. And it's just that's what it is. So I came down and I saw it all and I was like, okay, let me get myself together and he's hooked it all up and I'm just like, thank you. And that's really, why we're here because he says, you all both struggle from the same
We do.
and that way we're like we struggle from the same issue.
Yeah, we
We
do.
do. We do. We really are full off of those two
We are. It's
experiences.
like we're good.
I'm good. Like
Having
on to
done
the
that, and
next. So,
yeah,
yeah, that's what it is. So, that will be like maybe that's a word for 25 can be consistent.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a
We're gonna
good
lean in
just to
to the
lean
discipline
in
of
and
consistency. And
consistency
you
and see what
cannot
that
do,
has.
there was I'll send it to you. Venus Williams
Okay.
was did this the had this little talk on Instagram. It wasn't even talk, it was just like a little post
Mm-hmm.
or a snapshot, however they call them, a short.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about discipline. And Venus is so smooth. And
Yeah,
she says,
yeah.
and she was like, I like being disciplined because once you are disciplined, you can have the whole world.
Wow. I'm gonna write that down.
I mean, it was just and
I'm gonna write
I
that down.
saw it. I was like, she's absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, if you can be disciplined, you can have the whole world.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So, Venus, Sister Venus, we are going to be disciplined.
We're gonna be
We're going
disciplined.
to be disciplined. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we'll have to remind ourselves about that because you know ourselves will forget.
Oh yes, because see,
Yes.
we're full now on that.
We are like, and that
Yeah.
feels good. That was a good, like, that was good.
Word.
So, yeah, we're going to be disciplined. So, with that, I say kudos to us, like, yay to three. This is great.
This is good.
This is
Oh, I
great.
wanted to say, when you come to France, I found a shop, Chantel, because I know you and Linda like these consignment shops.
Yes, I
Well,
do.
Natalie found one right outside the church.
Okay.
Everything inside of it was €4.
Shut up.
This sweater, this wool
Oh,
sweater,
that's so
isn't
cute.
this cute?
That is
And I really
cute.
got it because I love the texture.
Yeah.
Four
Four
euro.
euros?
Uh-huh. And then I got a wide belt. Oh, it's a funky belt. When you
Yeah.
over, I'll show it to you. That was €2. There was one. I said, Natalie, you should get this belt. And at first
Yeah.
she's like, but she got it. And because I couldn't even, and unfortunately they were closing, so I couldn't really shop.
Right,
They were
right,
like,
right.
ma'am, we're closing. You have to
Right.
leave.
Right.
But and then I found another one. So when you come, I now know
Yes.
where they are.
Yes.
'Cause they have nice
Good
things that
stuff.
are
Oh yeah,
vintage.
like I was gonna ask you and I forgot to get, do you know after the last episode and we were talking about the soap, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and I got you. You got your
Thank
soap.
you. So I go in my bathroom.
Oh,
My
oh,
face soap, you know, the olive
oh,
oil one.
yes,
It
yes,
was the white one that I use for my face and my
yes,
body.
yes.
Can't find it. And I'm like, where. So the other day, I'm like, has anyone seen my soap? Because they haven't touched that soap like the whole
Right,
time.
right.
So Lourdes, she's like, "Oh yeah, it's in the shower with me. Hold on, I'll give it to you." And I said, "Ladies." So she goes, "Well, Mom, you were talking about that soap so much." And Lita was like, "Yeah, we just started using it, and you are right, Mom. That soap is good." I
Oh my
said, "I'm gonna need you all to stop listening to Auntie Riri and I's conversation, the podcast, okay?"
If you're gonna go and take
If
my
you're gonna go,
soap.
did you hear where I'm like, don't mess with my soap? They were like, well, we know not to touch your green soap. Okay, like none of
They're
my
like,
soap.
we
But I was
know.
gonna have you get me another one of these.
Oh, you know what? That lady wasn't there, so I think we'll have to catch her in the summer.
Yes, because
That is
because
nothing but the
Kyrie
truth.
wants, and I'm like, I love you, but I will let you when I don't like. You can use it, but I have to get it back
Oh
like
no,
right
that is
then
nothing but the
because
truth.
this is nothing but the truth. So what this is for those people are, it's an eyeglass cleaner, and you don't need spray. You just, and my glasses get like dirty all like quickly, and
Hmm.
it is just like you have a new pair of eyes. Bam, I can
Yes,
see you better. It's
yes. It's
amazing.
made out of bamboo.
Bamboo, like it
Yeah,
is amazing. So this is yeah, I was like,
yeah,
that's an amazing product
yeah.
right there. Mm-hmm.
Well, we will have our products. Okay, so I know we're wrapping up, but I
Yes.
did want to show you really quickly because Mom was going on and on about her ornaments, and I
Yes.
was
Oh,
feeling
did you get her
I
an
got her an
ornament?
ornament. I was feeling so bad for Mom and her ornament. So
Excuse me.
I got her uh, this ornament. I have to rewrap it, but I want you to see it. It is the cutest thing.
I know she'll be happy to
Oh,
receive an ornament from
she was
overseas.
her ornaments.
They wrapped it with
Oh, they
care.
wrapped it very well.
Oh, my allergies. I have to take allergy medicine. Let me see.
Can you
Hold it
see?
up a little bit.
Can you see that?
Oh, I love that. Oh, she will love that.
Isn't that
She
so
will
great?
love that. That is great. Wow.
Isn't that
I
just,
love that. That is so cute.
I mean, I said, oh
That
my
is
gosh,
so cute.
Black Label Jack Daniels. I was
That
like,
is too cute.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They,
She will love that.
yeah, I think she will. So I said, well, we will. And I think I got her another one. I mean, she had me so frazzled with her
Yes.
ornaments. I think I got her one other thing too
She will
to
love
hang on the
that.
tree.
She will love that. That is so unique
Yeah, that's why
and well
we
done.
walked
Like it
past the
looks like
store.
well crafted.
Yeah, no, it was really, it was actually in a China shop,
Oh,
and they had
wow.
hand blown these ornaments.
That is so
So
cute. No,
yeah,
she will really like that. She will
yeah.
really like that. Well, ah,
Okay.
'tis the season. Well,
Yes,
sister,
yes.
this has been lovely. You have
It
a
has
tree to
been.
go get.
I have a tree to get. I have something to write for you for Thursday. And what are we meeting again? Like, is this it
Okay,
for?
so I
Because
just
we,
need you to know, Cherie,
what?
that um
Because this is
so
like
you're
we're in
like,
the
it's this, we're
holidays.
in the holidays. So what we'll do is we will resume after Christmas.
Praise Jesus.
Yes, right? We'll resume after Christmas. So that'll give me time to edit because I had to rebrand,
Yes.
everything.
In fact, we can even pick a date. We can go to January and let's pick up on the 13th.
That's a lot, but we can do that.
All right, the 6th. We can do the 6th.
Well, let's do the 13th because I'm off and yeah, let's do the 13th. That
Okay.
sounds good. So you have to do that for me. I'm trying
Oh,
to
good. Yes.
just be more like Elizabeth.
Oh,
I just am trying
into
to,
it.
and actually, the children actually said today, um, they were like, their request is that after Christmas Eve, like, we just aren't doing anything. So,
I agree. I that
no,
was my
like,
request too for
to like
Lorenzo.
all of the stuff and seeing people and, all the fun things. So, I did say, okay, but we're going to have to work out Wicked.
Okay. Okay.
So we're
We
gonna
can
try
work
and do
that
Wicked
out.
either
Yeah.
before or I don't know when we're doing
Yeah.
Wicked because I really do need to see Wicked.
Yes. Yes. Me too.
So
Me
we'll
too. So we'll
organize
figure
that.
that out, like the whole family.
Yes, and then I'm gonna need to talk about Wicked. I'm just saying. And I read the book 2 times. So
Okay, Chantel.
I'm gonna need space to process Wicked. And I have purposefully have done such a good job where I've heard nothing about it.
Okay.
So,
Me too. But
right.
that's easy for me to have not heard
Right,
anything about.
right, right. So that's a thing. So we're going to do Wicked, and then maybe that's our conversation. Because I'm going to
Okay.
need to have some time to get my thoughts together
Okay.
on Wicked, you know.
I feel like you might need to write
I
something.
might, I
Yeah.
might,
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
get everything out that I want to say. And I just hope I'm not disappointed. I need a, I just hope that I'm not disappointed.
You
That's,
won't be. I
I,
mean,
I hope that I'm not.
I
It's a
hope you're
hard,
not. I
I'm a
hope
hard
you're
tainer.
not.
You know what my dream job is? And it's not my dream job. It really is a job that I think should be created because I'm be excellent at it. Because I'm good at it. I've actually tried to look to see if this job exists.
We'll create
So
it.
I know you like to research. So look to see if this job exists. Like, cause
Okay.
you
It is a strength of
it's a
mine.
strength.
Yes.
I need to see the show or movie before it goes like, okay, you all have done it. Let me sit in a room. Let me watch it. Okay.
Yeah,
Before
aren't
it
those
goes
critics?
to, no. Before it goes to your final production, like we're good and then we're sending it out. So where you can still have room to make edits. Because let me tell you, I see stuff that just, so for example, there was this one scene in this movie or TV show, The Madness. Oh no, it wasn't The Madness, it was Cross. Okay.
Oh yes, Ross. I can't watch that. I don't know what the hell you were talking about. That it wasn't dark. Just want you to know.
Well,
I was sitting there
I've since
watching
had
it.
feelings since the first episode that I told you, the people, like, okay. So this lady
You
pulls
had
up.
wait. What? Okay, I won't.
It's not about the darkness. I mean, I
I know
guess
it's not. I know it's not for you
it's
about.
about, it's just not well done. This is, I don't
Really?
understand. We're in 2024. Like some of this stuff, it isn't difficult. I'm not going
Hmm.
to get all into it because it's at 8:30 and we could go another time and
Oh
poor
yes,
people.
no,
But
and
I'm going to just do this one thing as an example because literally Kyrie and I like had testy little
maybe maybe
conversations.
you two need to.
Okay.
That'd be fun to watch you
Yeah.
two have a
Testy
conversation.
little conversations about this series because he's just like, I mean, it's fun and I don't like it is fun, but some of the stuff, Cherie, doesn't make sense. And since this is a slice of life reality, right? That's the
Hmm.
genre, that's slice of
Hmm.
life. It needs to, you have to live up to that. Like I know to suspend my disbelief and I can do that, right?
Right.
But to a point. Now you've
Right.
taken me out of reality. Now my mind is somewhere else. I'll give you two examples. So there's Cross, the big guy,
Yeah.
main character. The story is, I'm not giving anything away. The story is his wife was murdered.
Oh, right.
Okay.
I've watched 2 or 3 episodes.
So here's this woman, though. He has this woman that we really don't know. Like, are y'all in a relationship? We
Right.
find out you're at the very beginning of a relationship. They
Hmm.
grew up together, they went to high school together, but they're at the very beginning of the relationship.
Hmm.
His situation is that he's a detective, his
Hmm.
wife was murdered.
And she was
He
in. Yeah.
now believes that, wait, there's a connection to this case that I'm working on and there's a target on my family. His little daughter was lured by like the bad people got in the house and got in the sound system and lured the daughter
In the backyard,
in the
right?
backyard. Okay. Oh, so you know the
Which,
scene, right? Okay, so you know the
yes,
scene, which his then when that happens, so this is threat. Plus, your children
I
are
know exactly
shaken.
what you're saying.
Why are you going to go leave that situation and you are going to go to this woman's house?
No,
That's
no.
not
I
realistic.
didn't watch it past that. I told
That,
Lorenzo this kind
I
of
can't,
I can't believe that a
no.
real father would do that
A
with
real
that kind of a
father,
threat.
right.
And if they did, I just can't watch that. No,
No,
I yes.
no. Why are you using that moment to be a plot pusher to this relationship? And they did it again. I'm
Oh,
like, okay, y'all. And so Kyrie's like, well, like trying to justify. There's no justification. There's
mm-mm.
no justification, for
Especially
that.
when because what they're asking you to believe, because one of the things he says
Right.
is, I need to protect my
Protect my
family. I
family.
couldn't protect my
Protect my
wife.
wife. That's part of your trope. You feel
And
ultra responsible. So now you're going to go. And
yeah,
then when when he gets there, he doesn't get there if like, okay, maybe for whatever reason, like you want him to be there. Okay, let's try and work with that, right? I think it's
yeah,
wrong, but let's work with it. When he gets there, have him stand in the doorway with like, damn, like something just happened.
yeah,
No, he goes, they sit at the table, they're having this like exchange. We figure out in that exchange, oh, you know each other from high school. And
yeah.
then they have this little like down memory lane. There was no sharing, not even in his body language. Like something, I'm
Exactly.
scared, I'm tired, I'm this. I just need a place. I'm taking care of my family, but I just need a place. No. Okay, so that's an example of
The
one.
other thing that I couldn't believe either is he was able to behave the way he did at that party, the dinner party,
Yes.
and then she just kind of
She just
was okay with, like, there was no real pushing
no.
into, no, you
Correct.
can't come into my house,
Correct.
break,
My stuff.
and
And then you're still around. What is that?
yeah,
What is that?
like, and
No,
we've
you're
not had a real conversation about,
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
no, you're right, you're right.
So then there's little things like so this other the white lady that in the book they have like flirty feelings this
Okay.
character. So she gets out of the car and out of her car and she's like I just got here, I've been waiting for you. Okay. There's snow, Cherie, all around the wheels. That if you just pulled into a space, the snow wouldn't be all around your wheels. Can we
No.
fix that? Can we clean that up?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's a little sloppy. I
yeah.
just I just don't understand. And
That's
then
surprising because
you're a detective. She solved the case. Where
that,
was his brilliance? She was the one who would come, oh, I figured this out. I have this information. You basically solved the case. We didn't see what, I just, it was just, it's very difficult. So what happens to me, I'm not a good person to watch stuff with because I kind of am a kill, I'm a buzzkill. Like, and I'm
poor
like, let me sit
Tyrese. I know
here.
he was just
And
like, all
he
I want
just,
to do is
all
sit
he
here and watch
wants
this
to
and
do
not
is
be
sit and
go home
watch
and eat.
this.
It's not Game of Thrones, Shawnee.
It's
Sorry. It's
very
not Lost.
difficult.
Sorry.
And then, so there's this other show called The Madness. Okay,
Oh, no, I
just
can't watch
don't.
that. I
Just
can't.
don't.
Well, I wouldn't
I
because
know you
the
wouldn't.
title and it looks scary
The
and
writing and the
dark. You know I don't do
direction
that stuff.
is just bad. So, you know what show I am enjoying?
What?
Sheldon.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know.
Sheldon.
See,
So,
I watch Vera. I love
I
Vera.
love Vera. Okay, Sheldon is a comedy. And
Okay.
it's the guy the Big Bang,
Yeah.
the guy, the really quirky
Yeah. Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Sheldon is the story of him as a child, and it's this funny. If you
Oh,
just want like a funny
okay. I
comedy,
will watch
like
that.
Sheldon is fun. It's fun. It's a good
I will
show.
watch
And then I
that.
did watch Elsbeth. I think that's how you say it,
I love
Elsbeth.
Elspeth. I love Elspeth.
Yes. And
Oh,
Elspeth is like, I'm a detective show that's not taking myself too seriously and it's wacky,
yeah. I
but
love
it's a
Elspeth.
tightly written show. It's
Yeah.
like you don't have these
You know
gaps.
another, I think it's pretty good. Landman, the oil one with
Yes, I'm
Tommy.
watching that with
I,
Tommy Lee. Now, I love Tommy Lee.
I love
First of all,
Tommy
I
Lee.
just love Tommy
Oh my
Lee.
gosh, he
Okay.
is just
And the older that man gets,
yes. I mean, with
I
his
just,
scruffy
with his
self.
scruffy little self and his little thin little self, I
Yes,
just love Tommy
he
Lee. I
is
just
just.
love him.
Mm,
So, and the ex-wife is
he is a hoot.
hilarious.
He
Okay,
is a hoot.
she is. So
He
I
kind of
do like
reminds
that
me a little
show.
bit of Angie back in the day.
I
Back in
could
the
see it
day.
back in the day.
Back in the
So
day.
yeah, so I do like him.
Yeah.
I like that show. I'm enjoying that show. That's a good show.
Yes.
It's a solid, you just like give me something
Yeah, I love
solid.
that show.
Put
Yeah.
some
But Tom
intentionality.
Sheridan, I think he like the writer of that. I mean, when you look at, he did. Oh my goodness, he did
Did he do
Yellowstone. Then he
Yellowstone?
did 1863. He
Yes.
did the one with Helen Mirren, like
Yeah.
Nights.
It's just good,
It's just,
solid
and even he did the one with Zoe Saldana. He's, the
Linus,
Lioness. He's
which I
done that
just,
too.
yeah, finished that. Again, another
But the
solid. You
right,
don't
he's
have
such a good
these.
writer. He's
Yes.
very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing. And I'm just like, just keep working on it till it's right.
Yeah. And then if it's
Like,
not right,
if it's
don't put
not
it out.
right, don't put it out. Like, just keep working on it until
I
it's
will
right.
check. I will check around. I'll ask Pat if there's if
Ask
that
her, does
exists.
that exist? Because I would
Yeah.
almost do that for free.
Yeah, I will ask
Like,
her
I just
if
want to
that
sit in a
exists.
room with my notebook or my little recorder
Mm-hmm.
and catch. It's kind of like, oh, you had your tie this way, and then the next scene, which is supposed to be continuous, it was a whole different thing. I see things like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
these, yeah. So that's like, that's my dream. That's my dream thing right there.
Okay.
I would like to do that. I don't know,
I see that. I
what that
see that.
is. Yeah. Okay, this is the last. Now we're doing a real black goodbye. It's been an extra
Yes, it
time.
has.
So
You have happy editing this
happy
week.
editing for me, happy writing for you, and
Hmm.
decorating for you.
Yes.
We will take some time off because that's what love looks like,
Thank
and
you.
self-care and rest. And we are going to encourage that in our sisterhood. So
Yes.
please, if you
Yes.
are listening, take some time, think, double think, and think again to see, do I need to do that? Do I have to do it right now? Is it a rush? And really just have
And
some space.
and
Yes.
do I really want to do it?
Do I really want to do it? I think that's a thing. And we will see you guys then when we have crossed over into 2025. It's gonna promise to be a whale of a ride in
It's gonna be. It's
2025.
gonna. I think it's gonna be a good year.
It's gonna
Gonna.
be
I'm saying. I'm putting that out
2025.
there. So
2025.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we will see you all. We will share the socials when we have stuff up. So next time
Yes.
we'll share. And thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and like so that you can stay connected with us. Until next
Okay.
time, guys, be good.
So
Bye.
bye.